Holding someone accountable is not an attack, though may not also be a tea party. Accountability Africa is designed to always ask questions on how our commonwealth is being handled. And from the private sector, we pry into their customer service operations. Accountability Africa. Hello there, welcome to yet another edition of Accountability Africa. This is a program whereby we hold political office holders, or public office holders rather, accountable for the various things they do in their different offices. On this edition of the program, I have with me the Director General of National Youth Service Corps, who is going to answer some questions relating to this very, very sensitive and important aspect of our national development. So we really want to thank you, DG, for granting us this time to be in your office. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Now let's start this way. We go into a question and answer session with the DG after this prologue. Stay with us. Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim hails from Nasarawa local government area of Nasarawa State. He attended the University of Jos, where he obtained bachelor's and master's degrees in history in 1989 and 1992 respectively, before proceeding to bag a postgraduate diploma in education from Taisho Larin University of Education, Ijebu-Ode. Driven by his insatiable thirst for knowledge, he went on and obtained a PhD in history from the University of Abuja in 2007. Brigadier General Ibrahim got enlisted into the Nigerian Army and was commissioned as second lieutenant in 1993. Since then, attended several courses and performed excellently, leading to his promotion to his present rank of Brigadier General. The officer gentleman has gone on several postings where he demonstrated uncommon leadership prowess in different capacities, few of which are military assistant to the Director General of NYSC from 1996 to 1999, Commandant, Command Secondary School Sileja between 2012 and 2014, Head of Department History and War Studies, Nigerian Defense Academy, 2015 to 2018, Registrar, Nigerian Army University Bill from 2018 to 2019. Having demonstrated amazing administrative acumen and extraordinary leadership traits through the years on sundry sensitive assignments, President Muhammadu Buhari found him worthy of a higher calling and appointed him the 18th Director General of NYSC, the position he assumed on 10th May 2019. Soon after he took over at Yakubu Gowon House, Maitama, Abuja, he rolled out a 5-point policy thrust with a view to making the NYSC scheme more relevant in accordance with the provisions of the NYSC Act. He has been pursuing this vision of his administration vigorously and zealously. Consequently, NYSC is now a bigger figure in the global community. In his usual characteristic trait of honesty, this pragmatic, dynamic, and result-oriented gentleman and officer in the last 1 year and a half has relentlessly waged war against the presentation of unqualified persons for mobilization for national service, especially by some institutions of higher learning across Africa. This effort has drastically minimized the participation of unqualified persons in national service and equally resulted in the closure of such institutions in their countries of location. This singular act has earned the NYSC accolade from both local and foreign universities. Another milestone recorded within this short period is the revamping and rebranding of NYSC's ventures towards revenue generation. The quest has resulted in complete turnaround, as a result of which NYSC table water and bread are out there in the market currently. And in the same vein, the scheme's garment factories in Niger and Anambra states, as well as NYSC farms across the country, are being reinvigorated for greater productivity. He has also activated enormous entertainment potentials of the scheme through the production of NYSC movie titled NYSC, A Call to Service, and restructured the NYSC entertainment initiatives presently registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission as NYSC Wood, thereby exposing corps members to countless opportunities in the entertainment industry. Other spectacular achievements of Brigadier General Ibrahim as Director General of NYSC include, but not limited to, pursuance of the upward review of corps members' allowance from 19,800 naira to 33,000 naira, galvanizing corps members' ingenuity towards the national efforts to contain the COVID-19 pandemic, as characterized by production and free distribution of face masks, antiseptic liquid soaps, hand sanitizers, automated disinfection, decontamination machines, sample collection booth, online lessons for students in exit classes nationwide, as well as sensitization and distribution of palliatives to indigent persons across the country. The erudite scholar has also authored many books, more than 30 journal articles, and edited and co-edited several books. In recognition of these feats and other contributions to knowledge, he was promoted to the rank of Associate Professor by the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna. He has also served as a postgraduate external examiner of History Department, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim has also availed his services to several professional bodies as a valuable member. Such bodies include Historical Society of Nigeria, HSN, Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, MTRCN, Exams Ethics Marshall International, that's Vice President FCT Chapter, Editorial Board, IBOM Journal of History, University of Uyo, and Editor-in-Chief, Journal of History and Military Studies, Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, and Historical Society of Nigeria, HSN, among others. He has also been conferred with the following awards in recognition of his contributions to national development. Chief of Army Staff Award as the overall best participant for 2013 Nigerian Army Education Corps NAEC Executive Management Course, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations NIPR Special Recognition Award 2014, Award for Distinguished Professional Contributions to Public Service Fellowship FCAI by Institute of Corporate Administration, Professional National Award Historical Society of Nigeria HSN, and Chief of Army Staff Commendation Letter 2018. My guests on this edition of Accountability Africa, Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim, is a man of impeccable character and one in all personality. He is equally a man of integrity, incorruptible mien, as well as a philanthropist with a heart of gold, who holds the principle of touching humanity as man's greatest investment. He commonly reiterates this philosophy by saying, "Touching people's lives is what I live for and what I will die for." He's happily married and blessed with children, and his hobbies include watching football and current affairs. Shortly, I will engage Brigadier General Shuaibu Ibrahim in a question and answer session. Welcome once again to Accountability Africa. The program is Accountability Africa, and here we go. Now, I want to know from you, DG, do you see gainful employment for the youths as very relevant in the war against crimes and criminalities?
Yes, of course. They say an idle man is a devil's workshop. Providing gainful employment to youth is very, very critical. And for development and so on, and a safe society, is very, very critical. Very, very important indeed.
Now, it has been the practice, not just in Nigeria, in many countries of the world, that when you graduate, it's easy for you to get a white-collar job. The white-collar jobs are not there as before. Is the typical Nigerian graduate not in trouble?
You know, the challenge of employment is not limited to Nigeria alone. It's a global phenomenon. Especially coupled with the COVID-19 pandemic, it has been a very difficult situation, a challenge for all countries in the country. For the NYSC, we know the difficulty corps members on completion of service can find a white-collar job. It's on the basis of this that NYSC in 2012 came out with a policy on skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development for them. So in this policy, what do? We train them on various skills in camp. And then at the end of the orientation, we have another that we call post-camp training. They go for this post-camp training. And those of them who are very, very serious, I can assure you, you marvel on what these core members are doing. We will have a program on DSTV channel 251 NTA. You will see what are ex-core members and core members who acquired this skill in camp, what they are doing. They are, apart from being self-reliant, they provided job opportunities. They are not creator of wealth for several Nigerians. Apart from the training they also get in camp, they also will use them to return to our orientation camp and our activities to train our core members on the various skills they have also acquired. You need to monitor our activities on this program and see what these core members are doing. And we have we'll be collaborating with the CBN, the Bank of Industries, the NYSC Foundation, the Unity Bank, Access Bank, and so on and so forth. They've been assisting and providing loans to core members in this regard. And the corpers are doing very well. We set up a monitoring, we have a monitoring unit within the Skill and Acquisition Department where we go out to see what these core members, ex-core members, and those who are still serving, who have also established their business, they are doing. And the report from the field was quite encouraging.
Can you go into one or two examples for us?
We have several of such core members. We have one, core member, Shoaib Ibrahim, who settled in Niger. He has this aluminium company. And this training he got from the camp. He got his training from the camp. And apart from that, he established a very big factory in Mina. He also has trained over 5,000 core members in that field. So many of them, we cannot mention, so many. There are some that also established Benue Kitchen. Apart from their Benue Kitchen restaurant, there were core members who got married to one another. They got married together during the service here. They also learned the same skill in camp and also established same business, Benue Kitchen. Apart from the Benue Kitchen they have, they also established a school. And so on and so forth. There are so many that I cannot mention them. We have, just as I said earlier, our monitoring unit who went out to see what this loan that were given to this company. We want to see the performance index. And what we noticed was quite fantastic, except for a few, especially in Kebbi State, who went into rice farming. And because of the flood washed away their investment. And we're also liaising with the various stakeholders to see how they can also assist. But the core members are doing fantastically well. And that's why if such program is supported wholly by both the public and the private sector, I can assure you the issue of core members finishing service and looking for a job will not be there.
So are you telling us now that you are getting the much needed cooperation from both the private and public sectors to assist you in this level?
Yes, just as I said earlier, we have support from the Unity Bank, the Bank of Industries. We had a meeting with the CBN last week, and so on and so forth. And they were also proposing. We had a meeting with the representative of state government, where Secretary of State Government, permanent secretaries, commissioners of youth and sport, we had a meeting with them where we rub minds and interface, peer review our activities, and see where the various group stakeholders can play their role properly. And what in our resolution, we came out with a suggestion that for the core members to benefit immensely and be self-reliant, there's a need for the government to set up what we call in the youth trust fund. You know, NYSC, the core members contribute both to the public and the private sector. Core members are serving in AIT. They are everywhere, in both the public and private sector. So just like the youth trust fund, we modeled along the TED fund, where companies and so on give a certain percentage of their profit to the youth trust fund. And it will lessen the burden on state government because there are challenges here and there. Because if you withdraw core members, I can assure you our health and educational sectors will collapse. Because there is no nook and crannies of this country that you don't see core members in schools, in hospitals. If you go to some rural areas, schools, core members are principals. They are vice principals because of the service they render. A core member that was posted to Plateau, you know, we have this challenge of the religious crisis in Plateau then. So there's a community to the left is the Muslim community, to the right is the Christian community. They have challenge of water. They go to the stream to fetch water. This core member sat down and brought his ingenuity to bear by seeking a borehole in between the two groups. And just as Fela would say, water no get enemy. So both the Christians and the Muslims, they come there to fetch this water. In the process, interaction was taking place. When the two camps were interviewed, they were full of prayers for this core member because he has brought peace to the community. So you can see these core members are doing wonderfully well. You see the role the core member played in the fight against COVID-19. Core members are producing sanitizers, face masks, disinfectant soap. They fabricated a machine. And apart from this, they went to communities where they were sensitizing communities on the safety protocols of the COVID-19. You know, the president increased the allowance to 33,000 naira from 19,008. In addition to meeting prominent sons and daughters of that community, of their host communities, they raised funds among themselves, and they bought palliative food items, and they went to the indigent community, the poorest of the poor communities, and were giving them free of charge. Core members also established an online platform where existing classes of GS3 and SS3 were taught freely. My children participated in that lectures, and my children did very well. They did wonderfully well in their work and the GS3 examinations. And the core members, they are wonderful. They are involved in the campaign against open defecation, campaign against electoral violence. They play an important role on our population. Of course, you see what core members are doing on election. The NHL always tell us that the core members are more knowledgeable. They are patriotic because they are neutral, and we can hold them accountable. They can hold them accountable. So that's why he said without core members, it will find it difficult to organize a free and fair election in this country, because the core members are wonderful. They are patriotic. So if the government will take this as a suggestion, I can assure you, with the skill they will acquire in camp, and then some part of the revenue will be given to them as grant, so that as they are passing out, they get this grant and they set up their own businesses. I can assure you nobody will leave the NYSC and be seeking for white-collar jobs. Some of the core members who are doing well with the skill they've acquired and the business they've established, they will tell you they don't even know where their certificates are. They don't know where their certificates are because they don't need it for now, because they are already set up, they've employed other Nigerians. And also in the process, not just even they establish the business and employ other Nigerians, integration and and harmonization is being promoted there. You see a core member from Ondo posted to Anambra. In Anambra, they met with an Igbo lady, they got married, have all his children in Anambra, he speaks Igbo and so on. Somebody rose to the rank of a permanent secretary. So I see Nigerians, that's why the NYSC half hour is telling Nigerians to let them know what we are doing. Also, we have written books, about 8 books, which will be unveiled next month, so that Nigerians will read about NYSC and see our contribution to national development. The NYSC is doing a wonderful job. So we need to be encouraged to be supported. And we cannot thank the federal government enough. The federal government feels so concerned for the welfare of our core members. For our welfare of our core members, you can see the role the PTF are playing. They played on a safe return to orientation camp, because orientation is very, very critical. That is where that's their first point of contact, where they get to know each other and then they interact, and then a lot of leadership training, skill acquisition, so many gamut of activities take place in camp. And that is where they are molded. They come with certain mindset, but when they get to the orientation camp, that mindset is changed completely because of the training they get in camp. They imbibe discipline, patriotism, and leadership skills. So the government, both the public and private sectors, should key into what we are trying to suggest. I can assure you it will reduce to the barest minimum the issue of unemployment among our youth, especially the graduate youth. I know they are very knowledgeable. I refer to them as digital core members, because they are skillful, they are very intelligent. You see a core member who read Yoruba, you see he's very versatile on ICT. It's a gift. So once they are trained, they acquire this skill, and we'll give them a take-off grant for them to start their business. I can assure you, at the end of the day, they're going to take so many Nigerians off the unemployment market because of their skills and their knowledge.
Thank you so much, DG. Now, personally, what are your challenges?
You see, some of the challenges in the area for skill acquisition, just this is what I have said. We need more support, because the government also supported the purchase of some of the training items for the commerce, but the cost of employing the trainers is a bit expensive on our part. And so we need more support in this area. And that's why we are calling on both the public, the private sector also to support. I'm happy the Bank of Industry, CBN, Access Bank, Unity Bank, and so on, they are supporting us. And we also thank the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Mr. Sunday Dari. He's very passionate about NYSC and his support. That's why we also want to use this opportunity also to thank the federal government on the Youth Investment Trust Fund that was also established. The minister has assured the NYSC, the core members, they will also benefit. But this one I was suggesting, the Youth Trust Fund, the Youth Trust Fund, this one will be dedicated to the NYSC. Apart from they use it for provision of camps, expansion of the camps, maintenance of camps, and then grant will be set aside again. So as the core members are passing out, so they'll be giving such grant so that they can, it's like a take-off grant for the skills they have acquired during the service year. And then we'll have a very strong monitoring unit to ensure that this grant is properly being put to use, so that also ensure that they employ other Nigerians, take them off the unemployment market. Because investment in youth is very critical. Just as you asked me, if the youth are gainfully employed, we can go to bed and sleep. And you know the NYSC is like a stopgap, and it's like a social investment also to the younger one. A graduate that just come fresh from the university, he earns allowances and so on, and this allowance keeps him going. And apart from that, he also get the skills. And once he get his grant, he continues to work for it. It's not like somebody just leaving the university, nothing to lay his hands on. I can assure you it's going to be a serious challenge. So the scheme is very, very critical. Apart from promotion of national integration and unity, this area, the skill, once given, and this grant provided to them at the end of the service year, is going to take them off on an unemployment market, and the issue of crime and criminality will reduce to the barest minimum.
Well, thank you so much, DG. Indeed, one is not surprised with this, your knowledge, having been registrar of a Nigerian university. Thank you so much. The program is Accountability Africa, and my guest is Brigadier General Shaibu Ibrahim. He's the DG, Director General, National Youth Service Corps. We've had him talk extensively about the skill acquisition packages, different types for our National Youth Corps members. But then before we allow him to go on this program, we want you, DG, you have the floor. We want you to address the National Youth Service Corps members. As if you are in a hall, and whatever message you have for them now through this program, you have the floor, DG.
My appeal to the Corps members is that they should continue to be patriotic, they should be committed and add value to the service here before they leave. And also they should please take their security very, very seriously. They should be very conscious of their safety, and also ensure that they adhere strictly to the safety protocol, because the COVID-19 is still around with us. So there should be complacency, and they should not lay down their guards. So they must be patriotic and then avoid unauthorized journeys. So before you travel, please make sure you follow the protocol. You must apply through your local government inspector to the state coordinators. If the approval is not granted, please stay put. And don't travel at night. Don't travel at night. If you have cause to travel on a very long distance that will require me spending 2 days, once it's 6 o'clock, please pass the night and then continue your journey the following day. But on condition that approval is granted to you. Please, your safety should be very, very paramount to you, because the federal government, the NYSC, your parents have invested so much in you, and they want a return on their investment.
Thank you very much, DG. Well, that's the Director General, and he's been speaking as a Brigadier General that he is, a father to the Youth Corps members, and of course has even rounded it all with a very, very brilliant package of advice for the Youth Corps members. We want to believe that you did enjoy this, and we have been able to enlighten you more on the activities of the National Youth Service Corps in Nigeria. Well, next week we'll bring you another guest. I am Odion Bello. You want to participate in this program, you can reach us through this telephone number 0806-50-30300, or you want to use email, you can contact us through odionbello@gmail.com. DG, once again, we thank you very much for having been able to squeeze time out of your very busy schedule. Thank you so much. Until when we bring you yet another guest on the next edition, Odion Bello here. Bye for now.